So here we have a pair of Nike Shox R4 white metallic silver, and I've been looking at trying to grab a pair of these just to kind of review really. And these were originally released in 2001, and it's a sneaker that was made for lifestyle wear really, and you know they were influenced by being a runner. And this, what's unique about these is obviously they have this Shox technology, which so with the details, it comes in a white, metallic silver and maxed orange colorway. Initially when I bought these I didn't realise it had orange on there, and I was thinking where is the orange, but as you can sort of see it's on the sort of tongue and also on the heel and on the bottom for the pillars themselves, the Shox themselves. So in that sense it's got a little bit of orange, but you're not going to kind of feel a bit different about it really. It's pretty much sort of minimal. And as I said earlier, this has sort of 4 shocks on the heel, and these are like almost like suspension type pillars where they're mainly for sort of shock absorption, and they're supposed to have a bit of give to them, but I can't really sort of feel that in all honesty. And these have a rubber outsole, so you can sort of see that here. And from what I read online, this one's changed from how it was originally, and maybe they've just improved on it. I don't know, but it seems to be one of those things that they sort of said that they've updated. And this is pretty much using synthetic and textile materials. And this material here, I thought it was leather when I first looked at them online, but it's not leather. It's kind of this vinyl material, which is probably good for the winter time, and makes them sort of more hard wearing. And then this doesn't feel like leather; it feels more like a synthetic leather. And the price on these is £135, which isn't too bad. So with the comfort and sizing, this is where the Shox fail. I had a pair just before COVID, and I had those for a few years before I sold them, because I wasn't wearing them and they were probably a bit big for me anyway. And this basically feels pretty similar to those, and really just on the firm side really. I just expect, when you look at these sort of Shox technology, you expect a bit more give and a bit more sort of softness and bounciness, sort of similar to like maybe an Air Max. But don't expect that. It's more like wearing almost like, if you're wearing sort of the shoes with any kind of more of a sort of sloping angle, where you've got quite a high midsole on the back of the heel. And in that sense the heel does feel elevated. You can see that of like shoes that women wear, it's got that kind of slope going downwards, so just bear that in mind when you wear these. And here it's, you get a lot more of the ground feel. And there's no wearing time in my opinion. I think they're pretty good to go out of the box. This is true to size for me, and they seem to fit fine, and I've got no issues with them. And this has good traction as well. So like I said earlier, the traction pattern's been updated apparently, but I feel like the way the rubber feels is quite sort of sticky and tacky, and I think it'll be fine. I think the only issues would maybe be in the heel side, but even then the trainer is quite sort of flat to the ground, so you shouldn't feel no slippage. So with the look and style, I mean, this has a neutral colourways. So this one, this is the reason why I ended up buying this particular version, and it has I suppose a unique style, obviously with the Shox. And if that sort of appeals to you, just to sort of look different on the streets, then obviously you will do. I think it's also a model that's more popular in Europe and the UK. In my eyes, this is good for sort of spring, autumn time. It's one of those sneakers that, like I said, it's got quite a sort of this sort of vinyl material, and quite sort of protective in terms of being from the elements, and quite a little bit of a heavy shoe, not like majorly heavy, and that's why I think it's perfect for the spring, autumn time. You get a little bit of breathability, but I think for that type of weather it's fine. And it's a good one for sort of casual wear really. It's not a sneaker that you'd be wearing with chinos or a pair of trousers, and you kind of know that going into it. And it comes with these white laces, but you can also put in grey, cream or sail. They all would work on these. So with the final thoughts, I do like the neutral colours. However, the styling is obviously unique, and if you're a sort of fan of Shox, then you'd go for these. For me, I think they've kind of sort of outdated pretty much quite quickly, and I don't see myself grabbing a pair. Even for sort of nostalgic reasons, I just don't think they fit today's, I suppose, fashion trends, I guess. But I might be wrong on that, and other people might be happy with them. But for me personally, it just doesn't work as a trainer for me no more. Maybe if there's a particular model that I see where I'm like, I really like these, then maybe that's that's when I might sort of change my mind. But this particular one, this R4, just doesn't really appeal to me. And in terms of the cons, I think it's mainly the comfort. It's just on the firm side. There's nothing more I can sort of say about that. And if you're happy to wear them, then that's cool. But you know, they're not soft or anyway, so just bear that in mind. So with the look and style, I give them a 3 out of 5. I just don't like the way they look personally. I think for me, it's one of those trainers that is, like I said, it's not aged very well. And the comfort, I'm going to give that a 3. I think they're not very comfortable on the foot either. They're kind of on the solid side. Quality wise, I'm going to give that a 4. I think they've done a pretty good job on these. It's not like that bad. So for me, you know, it's a 4. And the pricing, I think they've done well on these. They could have like hiked up the price, which is normally what Nike do. But with this one, £135, it's not, you know, that bad actually. And you know, it's still quite sort of futuristic looking, I suppose, in a sense. And that's why overall I'm going to give the sneaker a 3 out of 5. I think for me, I'm just not a fan of this particular Shox model. It's just not doing it for me, and that's the reason why. But for other people, you might feel differently.